he does it again, finds a way to get through 5 and put us in position to win. He bends, but he doesn't break. Been great. He didn't even have, I don't think he had his best stuff tonight, but finds a way, like I said, to get through 5 and put us in position to win. Bullpen was really efficient. Didi did a great job. Dylan, Suarez, to get to Iggy. Doobie keeps rolling along. So it's a good win. It's a good offense over there, and keep them 3 runs. I think it was a good job by everybody.
Doobie, is among those who keeps giving you credit. Hey, he's giving me an opportunity. When you do give a player an opportunity and they deliver, just how good does that make you feel? Not just for yourself, but just for that player. Yeah,
and I've said this. It's always the player. They're the one out there performing. It's pretty easy when you watch him do what he's doing. I think it's 3 games in a row, right, with a home run. All the big hits he's had. It's pretty easy to write his name in the lineup, and it's tough on the days when I haven't written his name in the lineup. And there's been some days like that just because it's. Again, I'm trying to keep everybody involved, and so it's easy for me to write Dubon's name in the lineup just because of what he's doing, what he's been doing all year for us. I mean, he seems to be in the middle of a lot of really good things this year.
We give you a lot of credit for putting your best lineup together. If that means sitting the guy making $20 million, that's what's best for the team. You've talked about that, but what's that say about the confidence the front office gives you to do what's right?
No, I mean, working for Alex is awesome, to be honest. I mean, he's not coming down handing me lineups. I know that stuff happens around this league. Never has he done anything like that. He may get involved on the pitching, making sure we give guys extra rest, that type of thing. But he is a pleasure to work for. And he gives me the freedom to do the things that I feel like I need to do. Sometimes these decisions aren't easy when you got a guy like Kim who's been a really good player in this league, and he's trying to find his way. You try to walk that fine line of trying to get him back up to speed. At the same time, you're trying to win games, and guys are playing well. You're trying to keep them in the lineup, so it's a bit of a juggling act. And I try to communicate with these guys every day to let them know what they're doing. I think that helps. From their end, at least I think they don't feel like they've been forgotten. But my responsibility to this organization, to everybody that's involved, in this building and outside this building, my responsibility is to try to win games every night, and I can't lose sight of that. That's the bottom line, and that's what I signed up for.
Is Mike Harris okay?
Yeah, Michael Harris just had some back tightness. That's why I pulled him in the 9th. Nothing serious. Precautionary more than he felt something, coming in and getting that ground ball when he bent down. But we don't think it's anything serious. I think there's a pretty good chance he'll be in there tomorrow.
The way the back end of the bullpen is going, when you guys are able to take the lead in the middle of the game like that, what's the level of confidence that you guys are going to be able to close it out?
Yeah, no, it feels really good. There's a lot of confidence when we're able to go to that. To Dylan, to Suarez, to Iggy, and then you had what Kinley's done for us, whether it be in the 6th or 7th inning, what Didi Fuentes has done for us, it's really nice. Now every night we don't have those guys available all the time. We have to look at the big picture at times, and that's another fine line. I have to walk. Look, I want to win every night. But at the same time, I have to look at workload and the projections for 162 games. When they start getting up there in the mid 70s to 80 appearances, we got to back off. And so There's times where people might say, well, he's had 2 days off. Why isn't he pitching? Well, because at this point in time, we need to give him a third day, just because of the workload and looking at it from 10,000 feet. But yeah, when those guys are available and we have a lead, I'll just say there's a high level of confidence in that dugout.
Specifically with Iggy, when guys get on, he still seems like he's in control of the situation. What can you attribute that to?
Yeah, Iggy, he had the lead-off walk, which is really rare for him. He's a strike thrower, and it's a wonderful thing. Think about Iggy. He's a strike thrower as a closer. He gets out right and left because of the changeup to lefties. He's great at controlling the running game. He's very quick to the plate, and obviously when he's in the game's on the line. So it's important that you can control the running game, or you're going to have guys in scoring position all the time. So that's another thing that maybe doesn't get a lot of attention, but he's really good at controlling the running game. So for me, and the mentality, he'll pitch when he's our closer, but if I called down there and said get Iggy up in the 7th, he'd do it and wouldn't even ask any questions. He's been unbelievable that way. So to me, he's a total package when it comes to a closer. He does it all.
Going back to Pérez, you mentioned just how he navigated the night well, without necessarily having his best stuff. Just how valuable is it to have those veterans who can navigate those types of nights, whether it's for their own or passing on that wisdom to the younger pitchers?
Yeah, it's great to have those types of guys around to model. And I have confidence in even when he gets some traffic out there, he's going to find a way out of it, and he almost always does. And he can minimize an inning that looks like it might be a crooked number. He'll minimize that inning, give up 1, maybe 2 at the most. Where it's not a 4 or 5 run inning. He just knows. He knows how to defend himself out there when the bullets are flying. He can keep a slow heart rate and continue to make pitches and get out of the inning.
We had one more over here.
Can you describe just how valuable Dubon has been, not just versatility, but the clubhouse and the kids, all those things?
Yeah, he's a treat to be around. It's good energy every day. He loves playing baseball. That sounds weird, but he truly does. You never see him without a smile on his face. And the days when he's not playing, he's a pro. He's always ready. On a certain day when he's not in the starting lineup, he's ready to pinch hit. He's ready to go in the game. You don't even have to give him any warning. He's a pleasure to be around. He's a really good player. I think the Atlanta fans are seeing what this guy really is. He's a good player. Maybe hasn't had some of the opportunities along the way, prior in his career, but you put this guy out there and he helps you win games.
All right. Thanks, Walt.
Thank you.